Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to the face and the card making space and another STAMPtember collab limited edition exclusive. This video we are doing Lawn Fawn, which I think most, if not all of you, are quite familiar with. So, with the limited edition exclusive collaborations, these are one and done, meaning when they sell out, they are not restocked. They're done. That said, any brand I feature that has a collab has a wonderful product line, tons to choose from, Lawn Fawn being no exception to this. They have so many good products. I have been a fan for many, many, many years. So, as always, I'll have links to the collab. There are options, and we'll probably see more options throughout the month depending on the collab, the brand, etc., etc. Because I'm filming this ahead of time, so I'm not 100% certain, but I'm this close. I think with this one, there's the option of the stamp set, the stamp and die set, and the stamp, die, and stencil set. Because from what I have been seeing lately from Lawn Fawn, is they've started doing some coordinating stencil sets for their little sets. And that's great for those that love the images, but really don't like to color or don't feel comfortable coloring or just don't want to. You can use the little coordinating stencil sets, which I'm a fan of. I didn't have it, so I'm just going to do regular coloring, but it's an option. So I'll have those links below, as well as I will link to everything I used to make my card. That will be below as well. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links, end up placing an order, I get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you, and that's what helps pay the bills and keep the channel going. And that's it for all the housekeeping. Let's get into making this card. So this limited edition set from Lawn Fawn is called Christmas in the Desert, and it's just ridiculously cute. It's so cute. I didn't even use all of the images from it. There are a few more, plus little extra, Santa hats, things like that. A bunch of sentiments, a bunch of buildable phrases, things like that. But I chose several of the images, and I've got my MISTI and a piece of Simon Says Stamps, smooth white 120-pound cardstock. And I am stamping these guys with Simon's Intense Black ink, which is an alcohol marker-friendly ink. And then I am going to color these in with my Olo markers. And before anyone gives me grief in the comments, these are half markers. I have not connected them. I've talked about this in other videos I've done using the Olo markers. At the end of this video, I will link to my playlist that I have so far of all the videos I've done using these markers. And you can connect them so they are a normal size. As of right now, I haven't done it, and I'm fine using them like this. For all my hand issues, surprisingly, this does not bother me. This first little bit is real time, and then I'm going to speed this up quite a bit. Here we go. Now I'm just super, super speedy. So this is just how I use them. So they look funny, but it's what works for me. And you can use any coloring medium that applies to you. Did I need these? No. If there is a new coloring option that comes on the market, I am immediately like, I want this. So anything will work. Or, like I said in the intro, you could skip the coloring completely and just use the stencils, which would be pretty sweet. But I do genuinely enjoy coloring. So I'm kind of all over the place with my coloring with these, because 99% of the time now I go like darkest to lightest, etc. But it's also fun to kind of mix it up. So this time I kind of went lightest to darkest in a sense, but I also wasn't doing much actual blending. You can see I was adding like lines to the cactus and then a lot of dot work. That is something I do enjoy doing. It adds, some texture and whatnot and kind of mixes things up. Plus it helps disguise if you don't do a really good blend or you're just not happy with the blend or whatever. Add some dots. It works. At least for me anyway. So I just kind of worked my way around coloring in all these little images. I do. Like, I live up in the frozen north. For those that aren't aware, I am in the middle of the Canadian prairies, hence Prairie Paper and Ink. And for us, wintertime and Christmas is cold, very, very cold, and generally snowy. So these sort of images don't necessarily apply to me, but I know like there's so many people, you know, that live much further south in much warmer climates that this would be perfect for. And like that cactus with the string of lights wrapped around it is just, they're all just cute. All of it. I love it. I love it. So I just kept working my way around, you know, did kind of all the main areas and then start pulling out some colors to do the little gifts. And I love the little sand piles with, you know, a candy cane or a gift stuck in them. Like, again, how many times can I say cute in a video? It just is what it is. So once I finish coloring everything in, I am going to add some sparkle with one of my Tonic Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pens. And when it comes to sparkle or stuff like glossy accents, anything water-based, you want to do that before you do any sort of white gel pen, because usually, you know, I want to add a white gel pen, like highlights, dots, etc. You do the white gel pen last. If I had gone into all of this and added my little white gel pen, dots and highlights, and then went in with this sparkle pen or glossy accents or just anything similar, that would either smear or fully like dissolve the white gel pen. So rule of thumb, white gel pen last. So that's what I did. I added all my shimmer, and I'll show at the end with my flashlight so you guys can see, because like everything's all sparkly. And then let that shimmer dry completely. And then I went over everything with my Jelly Roll 10 gel pen, and I talk about this mostly every time I use this. One, this is my favorite white gel pen. It works like a treat, but mine works so well because I do use mine consistently. If your gel pens are sitting for extremely long periods of time, weeks, months at a time, they're starting to dry out, and that's why you'll find them skipping and not working. But if you use them consistently, generally, regardless of brand, they should work. So even if you like pull it out every once in a while, you know, and do a little scribble with it, that should help. So did all my coloring, cut everything out. And then I pulled out this Stitched Ornaments die set from Lawn Fun. I don't remember when this came out. I purchased this a while ago with whatever plans and decided, I was like, oh, that'll be perfect for this. I'm going to make these into little ornaments. Why not? So I had cut out all my images, and then I have this scrap of red cardstock, and I used my anti-static powder tool on it. And then I stamped a couple of little sentiments from the set with clear embossing ink, coated them with detail white embossing powder, melted that with my heat tool. Once everything is smooth and melted, I used my microfiber cloth to buff away that excess anti-static powder. And then I'm going to cut these out with the smallest of the ornament wafer dies from that set. And then I'd also die cut some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock with the ornaments. The toppers I die cut from Simon's matte silver cardstock. And then the little like string and bow, which that wafer die the bow is perfection. I love it. Those I die cut from white glitter cardstock. So I've got everything die cut, everything cut out. Now I'm going to start assembling my little ornaments. And yeah, I made the like base ornaments from the Neenah Desert Storm cardstock just to kind of, it was an ode to desert. Like I've said in other videos, I am nothing if not literal. So anyway, adhered the little toppers. I just adhered everything with craft tacky glue. My original plan was to adhere the little, you know, everything to the ornaments and then trim off like around the edges of the ornaments. But then I decided not to. I couldn't do it. I was like, no, everything's too cute. I can't do it. So I let them like hang off the edges. I was fine with that. So assembled all my little bits and got everything adhered. So adhered the little toppers. And then once I've got those adhered, I'm going to adhere the little bow, string, whatever you want to call that, to each of these. And again, just using little dabs of craft tacky glue. And with these, because they're small, somewhat delicate, I just use my reverse tweezers. And this is another reason why it's handy. I've talked about this before. It's handy having like multiple pairs of reverse tweezers. The main reason is because if you only have one pair, they disappear. I lost mine all the bloody time, all the time, until I got more than one pair. And now I don't lose them. They just need friends. But they also come in handy for things like this. So I add a little dab of glue, put that into place, and then I use the reverse tweezers just to hold it until the glue dries, and we're good to go. So, they're just handy, man. So then for my background, I'm using Simon Says Stamp's new thread plaid 3D embossing folder. Oh, this one's probably going to get used a lot. A lot. Yeah, it's subtle. Especially this is Simon Snow, is it Snow Cone? Sea Glass cardstock. Subtle, but so pretty. Love it. There's also, I think, a stencil set and stuff, but one thing at a time. This just created just a nice little background. So I'd spritzed the piece of cardstock lightly with water just to soften the paper fibers, ran that through my EMPRESS machine. I had the graphic on screen for me and my EMPRESS machine and Simon's 3D embossing folders. One cutting plate's all I need. So I'd embossed that background, and then I trimmed it down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Yeah, just slightly smaller than an A2 card base. And then I'd kind of, arranged all my ornaments to make sure like things fit and would line up, yada yada. And then once I was happy with that, I'm adhering everything into place with craft tacky glue. Again, using reverse tweezers to hold those narrow little die cuts there at the top, and then let that dry. And then just trimmed off the ribbon bits. The other parts of the ornaments hanging over the edges, I'm just going to leave them because I liked how that looked. And then I kept one of the ornaments and one of the sentiments on the ornament separate to put on the inside, so that the inside says, "We hiss you a Merry Christmas." It's another reason why I like Lawn Fawn. Anyone who does punny sentiments, you got me. I don't know. I like it. And it was perfect with that little creature. So I'm going to adhere those onto the inside of my card, which my card base is a top folding A2 white note card. And then I had adhered the card front to the card base. And then as a final little bit of embellishment, I've got my little clay hearts that I use in a bunch of videos, and used all 3 this time. Usually it's like I'll use just the red or just the white, but this time I was like, ooh, I have red, white, and pink going on these cards. So I'm going to use all 3 colors because it's cute. So adhered those into place with dabs of craft tacky glue. Let that dry, and this card is complete. So we've got just some sparkle and some shine and cute little critters. This was a fun little Christmas card. And yeah, Aqua Shimmer pen for the win. Gotta love that sparkle. It just, yep, love it. So, like I mentioned in the intro, I'll have links to all the things in the description box below. And then I'll have a link to that playlist using Olo markers, etc. That'll be at the end screen at the very end of the video that you can check out if you are interested. And as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And I will be seeing you all very soon in another video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in supporting me over on Patreon, the link to that is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye.